Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So for this video, I decided to switch things up a bit. So today I'm taking a walk in beautiful Beacon, New York. We'll be starting our journey just before sunset and visiting a few of my favorite spots. With that said, let's take a walk. All right, so this video is inspired by my friend Elliot, who I talked to recently. We had a really great conversation about what our worth is as people. And it's so important that people understand that who you are and what you're worth is not your output and your production in this world. You know, it's not the amount of videos you make or the amount of money you make, how many things you do creatively, how many Instagram photos you've taken, how many projects you've done. None of this matters. None of that matters at all. This idea of, everybody having to have some sort of product that they're putting out. It's crazy that anybody thinks that that's really what life's about. It's absurd. In America, we're sort of raised in this culture of who you are is what you make. We're born into that culture and we absorb it every single time we watch a movie or we watch a music video or we're, just among friends, being young and being on Instagram, right? Facebook. What are you doing? Where are you? What have you done lately? What big projects are you doing? And so we associate who we are with what we do, with how much money is in our bank account. If we never started a YouTube channel, or never wrote a book, or never wrote a screenplay, or did a billion other things, if we never did all these things that we think we're supposed to do, become a world traveler, become an Instagram influencer, if we never did those things, it wouldn't matter. It never does. And that's why people who achieve those things, they still sometimes can't find happiness, because that is not what is going to bring you happiness. Just because you're producing something that people are paying money for, right? And you're making money off of that, that doesn't equate to happiness or meaning. Not at all. In fact, it's more likely to expose the lack of meaning in your life, right? If you've got it all, right? You've got the paycheck, you've got the nice cars, you've got, you can go to all the fancy places and take the vacations, right? If you've achieved that, and you're still not happy, you got a big problem, because this was supposed to be it. This was supposed to be when you were finally happy. It's just so important that I get this point across, that who you are and the worth that you carry has nothing to do with what you output in this world. You could literally sit at home and play video games for the rest of your life and never come out of your basement, and you would have the exact same value as someone like Tom Cruise or Leonardo DiCaprio or Jennifer Lawrence or whoever you think is an amazing person that does so many things. We're all human beings going through the journey of our own lives. All I would ever ask for someone is that they're doing something that gives them joy, that brings them energy. If sitting in your basement playing video games is that thing, fine, go for it. Who am I to tell you different? I just want you to be the best version of yourself you can be. That's your value. If there's any value to a human being, it's the love and the joy they give to others. That's your real value. It doesn't matter how much money you make. If you make a ton of money and you're an asshole, then who cares? Who wants to be around you? The only thing I would ever ask of anyone to be is joyful and loving. You don't really want to go through life without those two things. Life can be very long. and it can be challenging. And if you decide to keep love out and you decide to keep joy out for whatever painful reasons that you might be holding on to, I feel for you. I don't want you to do that. You deserve better. You deserve so much better. I think the whole crux of this talk, and this is going to be about a lot of different future talks that we're going to have, is that we are, all of us, living in an illusion of what we think life is supposed to be. We're living in this fake mindset, these rules that we are born into and grow up in our societies that have really warped our minds and our perception of reality. And it's unavoidable, you know? You can't really get around it. You don't know, you're born, you're a baby. What are you gonna do, you know? Protest and fight the power? No.
So after walking and talking for a few hours, I decided to take a break and head to my favorite bar in Beacon, Happy Valley. So, after a few rounds of asteroids and some chit-chat with friends, I decided to continue on my journey around town.
Oh man, what a beautiful world we live in. It truly is magnificent. The cotton candy pink sky, big beautiful mountain in the background. I mean, what's there to say? So we're gonna try a couple of shots with the lamplight on and see if it's not too bright. All right, I like it. I turned it down a little bit, just so it wasn't like completely blowing out my face. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we can shoot at night. Pretty awesome. I imagine the battery is going to suffer a bit, but who cares? You're gonna have to excuse me. A lot of my cool B-roll is gonna be in town where it's well lit, and a lot of my talk is gonna be in the neighborhood. I think that's because I just don't do well talking around other people within earshot that aren't, you know, trying to hear what I'm trying to say. Maybe that's a confidence issue with me. I don't know. I just do better and I talk more openly when I'm not bothered by the fact that there are people everywhere. But that's fine. I don't care. I'm gonna do what I wanna do, create the videos I wanna create, and I'm gonna walk in the neighborhoods with a lamp on my face, just so it means I can be alone. I'm able to talk right now on the street because there's no one here. So that's very freeing. But as soon as somebody walks by, I immediately hit pause on the record button because I just don't wanna do it. Just don't feel like it. And that's fine. And it's a good lesson, you know. Feel free to make art or projects or whatever you make the way you want to make them and own that and say, I just do better this way. You know, you don't have to be ashamed about it. I'm not ashamed about it. I'm just going to do it the way I want to do it. And you should too. So we started this walk talking about what your value is as a human being. And, you know, we figured out, or we talked about the fact that your value is not what you bring to the table. Your value isn't even how much you love people or how much joy you experience. In truth, none of us have any real value or meaning, and that is freedom. That is not a bad thing. That's not something to be worried about. That is freedom. Don't get caught up. What is my meaning? What is my purpose? What is my value? We're constantly grabbing hold of thoughts that don't serve us at all. You'll realize there's no need to figure out what your value is. There's no value at all. There's no meaning at all, and it's a beautiful thing. That is freedom. Freedom from this game that we're all playing. Get away from that. Stop playing the game. You don't need to play the game. You can be free. You can break free of the illusion and live the life that you deserve. Live a meaningless life. Trust that that might actually end up being the most happy and most fulfilled you'll ever be in your life. Keep that awareness up too, right? Keep watching those thoughts that pass in front of you, pass in front of your awareness. Be the watcher. The watcher only watches. The watcher doesn't think. You're not a thinker. You really aren't. As much as you think thoughts are coming from you, they're not, I swear. They're like clouds passing through right in front of your awareness. And you're going, oh, that's me. Oh, that's my thought. That's my thought. No, it's not. Is that my cloud? Is that my star over there? No. You are awareness, and thoughts are passing through your sky. Well, it's getting late. I hope you really liked this sort of like a neighborhood city walk. My plan was to do a nature hike for this talk, but I was sort of in flux and not sure what I wanted to do with it. And I figured, you know what? Instead of waiting, let's just get out there and try a nice night walk in the city and see what that's like. I'm glad I did. I had a great time, and I hope you got something out of this. So let's have a conversation. Talk to me. You know, talk in the comments about what we talked about today. You might disagree with me about some of these points. I wouldn't be surprised. These aren't concepts and ideas that people, you know, jive with readily. These are things I want to talk about things that cause people to pause and to feel a little, maybe a little bit offended, maybe a little bit worried or scared. That's okay. That means that we're expanding our awareness of our universe, of the meaning of life, you know? It's not comfortable to talk about things that really matter. That's why we don't usually talk about them in polite company, right? And I don't want to spend time on my channel talking about things that don't matter. I want to talk about things that really do matter to us, that matter to me, that matter to you. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna sign off now. I just wanna say thank you so much for joining me on this sunset into night walk that we had. It was a lot of fun, really pretty. I'm so glad I decided to do like a nighttime city walk. I think it's gonna turn out really well. I'm already loving what I'm seeing, especially on Main Street. And it's nice, there's not a lot of people out here, so I can feel more free to talk about what I wanna talk about. If you got something from this, please like, subscribe, and let's talk. Get into the comments. Let's talk about some of these concepts. They can be hard, but they're worth talking about. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I think it's gonna be a nature hike.